The Mandalorian and Grogu. The numbers, the projections are out. People are going to see the movie already and checking it out. How's it going to do? There's reports. And as predicted, people are already comparing like the opening weekend to like Solo. And in one aspect, you can do that. Another aspect, I don't think you can. But we'll discuss that. We'll get into what we think it's going to do overall. Batman Part 2's got some stuff happening, some video. Stephen Knight talks about how they're going to approach James Bond. They already talked to Michael 2, obviously, going underway. Lionsgate's talking about it. It's a massive hit, one of the biggest hits of the year. And Part 2 is incoming. So we will discuss that. We'll talk about all that and more. Me and Winston A. Marshall here today on the show. Let's get into it, everybody. It's Kristian Harloff Show on Friday. Yay. Welcome back to the show here today on this Friday. Joining me on the Friday show, as always, Winston A. There he is. Winston, what's going on, man? How are you? Hold on. Now it's on. Winston, how are you?
I'm good. Can you hear me now? Hello.
I did that. So everything good on your end?
More or less. My better half is sick right now, so that means I'm in charge of all the things.
All the things.
Yeah, it happens, man.
Happens. You know, it happens. Well, I'm also happy because not only is everything good in my household, the Knicks looking good.
Hey man, y'all might be going to some finals, bro.
Don't jinx it. Don't jinx it. Stranger things have happened. Stranger things have happened. So we're my buddy was actually at game 1, which is amazing.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, he was at the Garden. He said the place was going nuts, and I was like, I assume so.
Even if he was in the nosebleeds, he must have money. That ain't cheap, bro.
He did all right. He's doing all right. It's funny. I got to mention something real quick because I wasn't going to bring it up at all, but I was like, I'm going to do it anyway because PLT and I were laughing about it. The other day we were talking about how obviously there's areas of toxic fandom, right? And that someone brought up, like, I think it was Screwface John actually brought up that like toxic positivity is pretty bad too. And it's really true. And somebody kind of made that clear for me. This guy, I've never met this fucker, but this guy, Sean Criskel or whatever his name is. And he wrote to include, someone put like some meme of Tobey Maguire crying from Spider-Man. They're like, oh, the toxic fanboys when they realize that Mandalorian and Grogu are for kids. And the guy goes, well, Kristian Harloff. And I'm like, listen, guy, if you pay attention, this is the point. It's like, I didn't like the movie the way Sean Criskel wanted me to. So, he lumps me into that, and that's what happens, right? So the point is that what I have said is this movie, it's for families. Clearly it's for families. Just didn't land for me. It wasn't aimed for me and didn't land for me. So I said, and I made it very clear to people that if you're looking for like the fun adventure, not really furthering the lore, and you're cool with that on that side, then it's probably gonna land with you. But this is the part of toxic, positivity. It's just like, well, you want one thing, so you're part of the problem. And it's like, no, Sean, you're part of the problem. And if you don't like it,
sorry.
Oh, dude, wow, there it is. At least I know you actually watched Invincible. I saw the video went up, but I didn't open it because I was just like, this is probably a troll. It's probably not even him watching.
It is. And I just like I said, I want to apologize.
Sorry.
Look, yeah, I know. Sean wanted a kind of movie. He wanted his movie. If you don't, Kristian, look, it was the kind of movie you wanted, but I didn't land for me. All I can say to you is
sorry.
So sorry, Lex. So sorry.
But it's like that. But he's part of the problem. It's like that's the kind of thing. It's look, I didn't work for me. So kids, I walked. It was the first thing. Like if that fuckbag would actually just watch the actual, out of the theater reaction, you would have seen the first thing I said was, I realized though, as I'm walking out, there was like a 10 or 11-year-old kid. And the kid's like, I want to see this again. I love this. That's who that's for. And that's good. That's who it is. It's I might have aged out of it. And if that's the case, that's the case.
It's also people don't
listen. Ball, Sean.
People don't listen. I think part of it is because we've talked about this before. It's one thing to give an opinion on something and to go, yo, I went into it. Here are my issues with it. It wasn't for me because of those reasons. Yeah. It's another thing to say, yo, this movie's trash. It's a trash movie. It's a trash thing. Anybody that watches it's trash. It's trash.
Anything for it. That's like you can't. But you got to be accurate in what it is, and how you're going to do that. Because when I saw, shit ass Sean, we call him here in parts. I'm the only one who calls him that. But shit ass Sean, when he said that, I
do now. I don't even know who he is.
This was me when shit ass Sean was talking. This was me.
What the hell are you talking about? Who are you talking to?
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like,
shit ass Sean.
Dude, that's my whole thing. I will engage with people in my comments and my reviews where, like, I said specifically that Is God is one of my top movies of the year, right? And someone goes, that movie was ass. I said, okay, what didn't you like about it? Radio silence. I was like,
I would have much rather like, oh, you know what? I saw his out of the theater. I didn't agree with his points. I think he's kind of looking for this instead. And I would engaged. But it's like he's as bad as those people who of what he's projecting that I was. Yep. The people who hate everything, that's who he's as bad as those people, because it's like you're not having a conversation. You're just saying, oh, because I didn't have the experience that you wanted, then that's what you do. So like I said, I just thought about that immediately. I just had to say
sorry.
Hey man, I'll last thing, because I know we got to start talking about the actual stuff, is like that to me is actually part of society's lack of media literacy at this particular point. Is being able to articulate why you feel a way about something, or you think something is good or bad or anything else. The inability to do that, other than say it sucks or it's the greatest thing ever, means that you don't actually know what you don't actually understand what you're watching.
Have a conversation, and if you can't,
get the fuck out.
That's it. All right, let's get to a topic here. Speaking of the Mandalorian and Grogu, we got a couple things to discuss with said movie. The movie itself is coming out this weekend, and people are, there are tons of people that are getting excited about it and want to check it out. But the numbers here, Mandalorian has earned, let's see where it is. Excuse me. I want to just bring this one up. The Variety Report. I think that one's a little bit more detailed. Give me a moment, please. And thank you. There we go. Okay. The box office, Mandalorian and Grogu makes 12 million in previews, lower than Solo. And by the way, shit ass, if you ever wanted to have a conversation, just text me and or DM me, and I'm more than likely to put you on the show. But don't be a shit ass. It's time to go back to a galaxy far, far away. Star Wars returns to the box office for the first time in 7 years with the release of The Mandalorian and Grogu, which made 12 million in previews. The last time Star Wars hit theaters was in 2019 when Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker, opened and made more than $1 billion at the worldwide box office. However, reviews from critics and fans were negative, and there hasn't been... Look at that picture. Who the hell says that Millie Alcock isn't attractive? Are you out of your fucking mind?
Millie Alcock, fine.
The fuck are you talking about? In the meantime, the franchise moved to Disney Plus, where fans were introduced to Pedro Pascal's Din Djarin, aka the bounty hunter Mando, and Grogu, aka the adorable Baby Yoda. Now the characters will be put to the big screen test with their latest adventure. There's really not much there. Oh yeah, there you go. Just kidding. Mandalorian and Grogu is projected to make 80 million to 100 million over the extra long Memorial Day weekend. That would be a solid start for any other movie, but this is Star Wars. We're talking about one of Hollywood's biggest franchises of all time. Mandalorian could be the lowest opening ever for a Star Wars movie, even below 2018 Solo spinoff, which launched with 103 million after making 14.1 million in previews over Memorial Day weekend. With $300 million budget, Solo is the only Star Wars to lose money after it ended its run with 392 million. Luckily, The Mandalorian and Grogu has a smaller 165 million budget. You guys just nailed it there. Jon Favreau directs They team up with Sigourney Weaver's new Rebel Hunter, and Dangerous Job, yada, yada, yada. This weekend's other new release, Paramount's horror movie Passenger, brought in 1.1 million in previews. Horror has a big week thanks to Focus Features Indie Obsession. The train thing really killed me this week, but I missed 2 screenings. Yeah. Anyway, okay. So let's discuss this, because we're going to just kind of repeat the same thing that we've been talking about here. And I want to start with this.
Okay.
The brand itself is damaged. There's no doubt about it. It's damaged. It's not what it used to be, and it's not what people rush out to see anymore. And it doesn't carry the same kind of magic that it used to. Like when a Star Wars came out, people were like, oh, gotta go see it. Star Wars is coming out, gotta go see it. That magic is gone now because of oversaturation, a lot of bad stuff that has come out in general, and people just aren't pumped for it. So that part of it is accurate, where you're going to probably have a lower number than Solo. But as they mentioned, this movie was not intended to do oh my God, people are rushing in, we're going to try to get $1 billion in this thing. It was the Moana strategy, even though Moana 2 did wind up making $1 billion. The strategy behind it, again, was, okay, instead of spending $160 million on another season of streaming, let's put it into the theater. It's Star Wars. Let's see if we can make any money back. So if they make between 450 and 500 million, which I think is a stretch, but if they make it, that is a financial check mark for them. It is a brand minus. It's a brand minus, because if you're putting this out there and it's like, okay, the movie made 500, because you're going to get articles like this and videos are going to be made that it made less than Solo. I also think the Memorial Day, the May thing, should also be looked at. The last 2 movies they've put in May have not worked. December works. All of their $1 billion movies have been December.
Oh, this is December, yeah.
They just keep trying to do this May thing, and maybe Starfighter changes that next May. But if I'm Disney and I'm Lucas right now, I'm going, you know what? Do we have anything available in December of 2027 instead of May? Let's get out. I would get out of May if I was down.
See, I feel like this feels like Disney being like, it's okay. We always do well in May anyway, because that's normally our Avengers slot, and that normally does fine. And so we're just going to switch them, because like they had to push Doomsday to December, and it became then too crowded to try and make, Avengers, and then you're dealing with Dune. And so what else is coming out this Christmas? I feel like there's another major thing happening.
I'll look, but you keep talking. I'll look.
Okay, so you've it's already a crowded December, so it sounds like they just did potentially a flip flop, and they're like, Mando will be ready. Let's do Mando in May, but that's not really what people associated with. I agree with you. Every time that this,
it was though, but it was back in the day. May was the prequels, May was the originals. But then they tried to make it happen again. It's like you put your flag in December with Force Awakens, Rogue One, and the rest. Stay there.
1,000, but that's the thing. You left this time slot. You left this time slot for Star Wars, and you went and you took up space in December. And December has been your sweet spot. Yeah. So you don't get to just float back into May and think everybody's just going to be. Expectations have changed. I don't think it's a bad idea to have put it out on Memorial Day weekend, because then school's starting to get out, or like at least you have the extra weekend day to try and take the family. But yeah, there's a point at which you just have to understand things aren't what they were. And you just have a good point though with the families though too, right? Because this movie is going to be geared, like I said, towards kids. And it really is. This is who it's going to land for: families and kids and people who are just not, but I think that, but that's again, it goes to be what the argument is going to be of what the strategy was, because we're not in the room. If this movie winds up making between 500 to 550, again, could be a stretch, but if it does, yes, you and I can have the conversation about how they need to move away from May into December. But if they're like, we made the money we needed to make, if the financial decision was the movie cost $160 million, we needed to make around 410 worldwide to break even. We did that and then some. We're good. Put money in the bank. Here, John, go make season 4 of The Mandalorian. We're great. Let's get to Starfighter. If that's the plan, then so be it. But if it doesn't, if it barely, because right now, as they said, it's projected to make 80 to 100 over this weekend, right? The Memorial Day week. So if it winds up making, let's say worldwide, 160 to 170, right? Okay.
then next week is it's do or die next week.
Right.
That is going to be, as far, and to answer your question, the only Jumanji is the other one that comes out in December of
Okay, so it's still big, not as big as the others, but it's big enough that it's crowded.
Still crowded.
Yeah.
So let's see though what comes out. They're going to be in decent shape for the most part until He-Man comes out, right? So you got Mandalorian and Grogu, and then like Backrooms will do pretty well, but that's a different
audience,
different crowd, and it'll be and again based off the whatever it is, $8 to $15 million budget, whatever Backrooms is. Yeah,
I know what movie's gonna do it. Fuck toys. That's for the family.
Is that? Have you seen? You know what? When this story's over, I have to show you. I don't know if you know what happened with Mike this week, but
I do not.
You're gonna love it. But June 5th, it's over for the Mandalorian and Grogu as far as big numbers, because you got both Masters of the Universe and Scary Movie 6. Now, before people go, Masters isn't tracking well, it's not. It's tracking okay. It's got better reviews and reactions so far than Mando does, but it's still tracking for 25-30. That's still 25 or 30 that could go to Mando because it's the same audience. Scary Movie 6, I think, is actually going to be the winner of that week. We can talk about that in a little bit. And then Disclosure Day comes out. And then you've got Toy Story 5.
I think that's its real competition, because I would make the argument that, like, in theory, Masters of the Universe should be the same audience. However, Mando and Grogu, you actually have a connection with kids already. Masters of the Universe being an older property, I don't know any kids of this era, you can correct me if I'm wrong as a parent, that's effing with He-Man. That's really for like you.
No, their goal is that they'll start to.
Which is 100% fair, but I think one's a little more built in already because kids actually know who Grogu is, at least to some extent. Versus
that's why for your argument, that's why you're right when you compare it to opening weekend. In opening weekend, if you put opening weekend Mandalorian and Grogu versus Masters of the Universe, your point stands, and it crushes it and probably lowers Masters of the Universe's number. However, by the time Masters of the Universe comes out on June 5th, it'll already have been out for 2 weeks. So I just don't think that I don't think that the audience is going to be doing repeat viewing for this movie in the way that repeat viewing happened for, say, like Michael, right?
Yeah, no, that's fair. Like it would really need to be on some sort of level that families are just like, we have to go see it again, because like obviously Mario did well enough for itself, but compared to what it did the first time,
but it almost made $1 billion
compared to what it did to the first time. That's all.
Sure, but Roka and I had this conversation too, and it's like, okay, your first movie made 1.4 or whatever it did. The second one made almost $1 billion. And let's say if you look at the actual numbers right now, I love that people, and you're not the only person that says it. A lot of people say it's like, but it didn't do as good as the first one. Who cares? It almost made $1 billion. And,
I mean, which is fair. That's totally fair. But see, you know me in sports, man. I would much rather be going to the Super Bowl than just saying I got back to the NFC Championship.
$1 billion is a Super Bowl.
$1.5 billion.
You just didn't win it. You just didn't win it by as many points.
I mean, it's a 1.5 is the Super Bowl. If you want the
$800 million on a freaking $110 million movie is the Super Bowl.
Is an NFC Championship game. If you have expectations, if you have $1 billion expectations,
you're crazy.
And you're 200,000 short. No, you still did incredible.
No, you won the Super Bowl. Still, you just won it. You just didn't have the same kind of dominant performance.
It wasn't a blowout. All right, fine.
So let's see. It's $968 million.
I think that's the thing. It is a built-in cash cow of, like, again, you hit 1.4 last time, right?
Yeah.
And you hit 800 this time.
968 million, dude.
No, it's 960. I thought you said it was at 8.
No, $968 million. That's
okay. 968 means that they will most likely still hit
a massive win. It's a massive.
Probably still hit $1 billion because it's still in the theaters. So okay, I thought it was at 8. And that's why I said that. If that's the case, then I will walk back my statement, because 200. Because at that point, you're talking about
it costs $120 million.
I get it. I get it. I'm saying you spent less and did 500,000 more. You did $500 million more, which is why when I thought it was only at 8, I was like, that's $500 million difference.
Well, we can have a different opinion here. I'll apologize and have to just say
sorry.
I gotta wonder, That must have smelled awful, right? Because like
That
man,
was
the
the
man
one.
works out.
Dude,
That's got to be
watch-
protein
watch-
farts
watch
like
the
a
whole-
mother.
Watch the whole clip.
Sorry.
That must smell awful.
That was one of four. One of four like major. It was pretty insane. Anyway, so this movie to me, and someone brought this up, and I don't disagree with what they say. Someone said this in the comment section. Masters of the Universe is the one in general that is poised to fail more. I first of all think that even though I'm what I've heard is what I fear with Masters of the Universe with the humor, that might be the thing that will take me out of it from here to there. But I feel like I'm going to enjoy that movie. I'm hoping that I'm going to enjoy the movie.
I'm assuming so, because again, I gotta believe of all of the movies that are coming out, Scary Movie and Masters of the Universe seem to be the two that most understand who their audience are, and they're going directly for them. Like they made that movie for you for sure. Masters of the Universe. It seems like they are there that Travis Knight understands the assignment. It does. So, but that being said, even though it didn't land for me, Mandalorian and Grogu, right? And if Masters does, even if it does, that movie is poised to be more of a disappointment overall. Now, not necessarily with Brand. With Brand, if you do the movie right, and it's like Dungeons and Dragons, right? Dungeons and Dragons movie did not hurt that brand. In fact, it almost elevated the idea of like, you can make a great one. It's just nobody saw it. Nobody saw that movie in theaters. Everybody who saw that movie loved that movie. At least a lot of most people who saw it. I won't say everybody, but most people really enjoyed that movie. It just didn't do well. Masters could be set up for that, meaning that if it doesn't open very well and people really loved it and then it pops on Amazon, maybe you get to see a sequel on Amazon Prime and maybe they do something streaming if it's really popular with fans and the audience. The brand won't be damaged. But financially, is Amazon like, ooh, that was tough. I don't know if we can put another one in theaters. So monetarily and business-wise could take the hit. Now, I think Mandalorian and Grogu is kind of the opposite, where if it doesn't, let's say it makes $450 million, they go, okay, it's kind of we can put, we made our budget back and put some money in there. It's still the audience going, some of the audience go, well, it's fine. It was a good adventure. Not everything needs to be, a canon thing, and not everything needs to be serious all the time. And I had a good time with it. But if it doesn't translate with everybody going, that was a great Star Wars movie. That's what Star Wars needs right now. It needs that right now. It does. It would be like, unfortunately, they cannot end up like what Captain America, Brave New World or New World or whatever. Right. I don't even remember what it was called.
Brave New World, yeah.
Brave New World. You can't have another one of those.
No.
Where it was like it was fine, but there was actually a lot of problems and it didn't make money.
We still don't know how much money that movie cost to make with all the reshoots and everything they shot. Like that's not the case of Mando and Grogu. That movie is right. You can tell like it looks good for what they did for it on IMAX and everything else too. It just needs to hit with casual audiences, and it does need, if it can get repeat viewing, and it does bring in more kids, more families, and it goes past people who like me, so again, whatever that shit ass, whatever he said, it's like that. The point is, like, what shit ass doesn't realize is I understand that this, if it works, if they go after the families and the families go for the repeat viewing, well, then that's what they should continue to do. If this thing winds up, it won't. But imagine it makes like $800 million, right? Now, some people would say, well, that's a failure because the last Star Wars movie made $1 billion. If they can get this movie to 800, and again, I think you got a better chance of, again, PLD and Roka going on a road trip and spending, 8 days together in the same hotel room than you do that movie has $800 million.
Just God, the meat farts in that car.
I'm sure they'd be doing it on purpose, and the PLD would be locking the door and trying to and trying
the child lock on the windows.
Yeah, and then Roku would be punching him. But anyway, so I don't know.
It's one of those things, man, where I think at the end of the day, I just need the movie to do well enough that it is a success So, but not so much that they go, you know what, we should go with the same clip and put out the same type of movie every single time. Because I think, kind of based off of what you're saying, since Star Wars needs an adrenaline shot right now, they're at least, it sounds like this movie will keep them okay. It's not going to make the situation worse, but if you continue to do this, you'll end up in an Avatar situation where then each subsequent movie you're going to be like, why are we still doing this? This seems like the exact same thing over and over, and the money starts to decrease.
Yeah, you're just hurting the brand. That's why. But like I said, though, this is not the one that needs to be under the microscope. It just doesn't need to. It needs to be. Oh, that's good. Oh, is that true? This is what PLD said. This is. I have to take a break because this is my favorite. Every other night something comes up. I'm so over it. You're over it? Are you over it?
Sorry.
Good. Good. It's like people know
also his name is Lemon Wiener and he's over fart jokes.
Perfect. That's my favorite. Anyway, so I think that we're gonna be very, very interested to see how this all plays out over this weekend with the Mandalorian and Grogu, and we shall see, because Starfighter is the one that the microscope's really going to be under. It's not this movie. I've said this many times over. This movie will be out of the this movie's also going to do very well on Disney Plus. Mandalorian and Grogu is going to do very well on Disney Plus, and then those numbers are going to help it as well. I believe so. I think they'll make a big deal out of it when the release comes, and I think this will be something else that people can watch, and I think it's going to be pretty highly rated for them, and it's a win for them there. And I think that was part of the strategy, and not what a lot of people talk about. So that's not the one that needs to be under the Star Wars. Okay, what's going on with Star Wars now? You can't look at Mando and Grogu. It's Starfighter. Starfighter is the one that if they choose to put it out in May, and if Starfighter, which costs probably $200 million plus, if that movie does, let's say opening weekend, 80 million, 100 million on a $200 million budget, or worldwide, let's say 150, then you got problems.
You got a huge problem, because that's also the beginning of something new on top of that. So it's not just we intentionally are trying to revive stuff here versus, like you said, this was kind of closing of a chapter. You're trying to build this up. You're bringing in a new thing, let alone the conversation we have all the time about Ryan Gosling, about when he's a piece of it, the movie can do gangbusters, but when he's the star of it, then we're like, can he actually bring the box office? Because he's had that struggle himself when he is the star of it. Project Hail Mary is the first time we've seen him kind of break that.
Yeah.
So that would also
you mean the main star?
As the main star, not obviously not Barbie or anything like that. If he is a part of the cast, it can do wonders. But we talked about that with Fall Guy. Drive was he Drive? He's in Drive, right?
Yeah, but Drive's different. Drive's different. That was a small movie, but big budget, and Drive did pretty well for considering what it was.
Considering all things considered,
big budget movies. It's the proof. It's not just star power that sells movies. We've talked about this. Right. It's IP. Nobody cares about Fall Guy. It doesn't matter. I liked Fall Guy. It was a good movie. Nobody cares about that IP. They cared about this movie with what the hell's the one that just did well? I can't. The one he just came out with.
Project Hail Mary.
So that movie, they cared about that. It was marketed very well. They put it together. It was pieced together in the way that with Lord and Miller and everything that they did with it. It made sense that it did as well as it did. But Star Wars, you put Ryan Gosling in Star Wars, and I think you got a good chance.
So I never saw this, but another example, didn't Blade Runner 2049 not do well?
No, didn't.
And that's another one that's a big IP. People know Blade Runner, and it just
but the first one wasn't a major hit. It was.
It was a cult classic.
It was a cult classic.
Okay,
it's different. Okay. Yeah. And so that movie did not do well in the theaters. The first one, it just became beloved by people. But it wasn't, like same thing. Cost too much money to make a sequel with both of them. Great movie. I've watched it recently. Really, really solid movie. But it's like you just gotta be careful. Anyway, very curious to hear what people think about Mandalorian Grogu. What's it gonna make? What's it gonna do? Put your thoughts in there. Let us know. If you're on the Clips channel, please be on the Clips channel and check that out. We got a bunch of things going on over there. Okay, before we get going to the next story, I want to tell you guys, we've been talking about Delphi. I got a new one for you today. You're gonna like this one. Winston's gonna like this one. Check this out. We love opinions. We love when people are throwing comments in there. That's what the internet has been beautiful for. What if those opinions could actually make you money instead of them just sitting around in the comment section? There is a platform. It's called Delphi. It turns debate into something real. It's an information market. You don't just vote. You actually back and believe what you think is going to happen. I have a new market. And that market is, do we think that Doom will reveal his face in Doomsday, or are they going to save it for Secret Wars? If you have an opinion on it, now's your chance to prove it. Hit the link in the description and jump in. Now, if you haven't checked it out before, it's not just another poll or comment section. It's where you can actually see what people believe in with real conviction. So that market for Doom in Doomsday, that's live right now. And you can watch how the opinions shift. You can get involved with it. Click the link in the description, jump into the market, get involved. Don't just watch, take a position. Before you get out of here, go and check out that Doomsday market that I mentioned. This is your chance to actually back your opinion on whether or not you think he is going to remove his mask. Don't just have the take. Put it to the test. See if you're right. Click the link in the description. Make your choice. Delphi. Thank you to Delphi. Really appreciate it. Yeah, the links in the description. I thought that one was a fun one, especially for you guys. So check that out.
I just opened it. I'm already what shit, okay.
Right? Yeah, it's perfect for you. I have a few different markets. We had one that I dropped the ball on last week. I thought it was supposed to be this week, but clearly, next week, but clearly it should have been this week. I had one with Luke Skywalker, if he was going to be in Mando or not, and Grogu.
I should have got in on that Gina Rhonda market, bro. I saw y'all's Monday show, and I also saw you talking shit. I was like, all right, that's fine, bro. Because I get it. I watch enough fights and stuff like that. I would never in a million years, if it was the main event, be talking about oh my god, you see that knockout? I know you were mad as hell. It's like, bro, why would I do that? I know you have kids.
I was putting you're like, oh, that knockout. I'm like, don't do this. Some fuck just did that to me on Instagram. I try to be nice and I want to make sure, because people go out of their way to check out reels and other things too. And so sometimes people just will send stuff to me. I'm like, all right, I'll check it out. This guy sent me a literal spoiler for the ending of The Boys. Of what happens in the last scene.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I'm not going to watch the show. I'm never going to watch the show now, because that guy who sent that to me ruined the entire series for me. I was like, "What is this?" And he opened up, "What is this?" And I saw him. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? I'm never going to watch the show ever again.
Did he know you don't watch it, or you haven't been watching?
I have no idea. But either way, I'm never going to watch that show now, because now I know what happens. It doesn't work anymore.
That sucks.
Yeah, you ruined
it. You should still watch it, because
I was planning on watching 3 and 4, but I'm like, I know what happens. I'm good. Forget it. It's like, I'm done. That guy ruined the entire series for me.
I would say, I understand if you decide not to. I would say you should still consider it, because it really was well done how it wrapped it all up. Like, the stuff that leads up to it is still worth it, but I don't blame you, because the way that it ultimately panned out, that would infuriate me if somebody did that.
Yeah, it was terrible. So I'm gonna forget it. And I'm watching 12 Monkeys right now anyway. I'm happy with that.
And apparently Invincible. Apparently.
So today, for people who know, so people have been asking, because I wanted to see, because Ming and I watched the first episode of Invincible, first and second. And I was like, well, let's see how it's doing. And if it does well, then we'll keep going. But I can't, how it goes. I can't put the resources into something that's not going to do well. So currently right now, it's growing every day. Currently right now, it's over, it's almost at 15,000. So, and it brought in almost 100 new subscribers. So it's like that we're gonna do season 1. And I saw people go, oh, you broke my heart with Demon Slayer. I was like, Demon Slayer we were doing, and we did them on Patreon. Demon Slayer was stopped because those turds put a freaking strike on the channel, because we did a 3-second short from thing. And so I'll never watch that ever again. I don't want to risk the channel because of them. That was dopey. It wasn't because we were watching the whole thing. We were going to watch the whole thing. So we're going to watch season 1 of Invincible. So hopefully you guys, but we're going to be putting them out once a week. We're not going to do the Sam thing where it's like twice a week, because if they were doing anywhere, 30 to 40,000 each, then I could make sense to do that, but I can't do that yet. Maybe we get to that point. But anyway, so Ming is actually going to be on the live stream with me today for the members only. That's going to be at what time is that? That's 11:30, I guess. 11:30, right? 11:30 PST.
Pacific, yeah. If it's right after this, then we're done at 11 PST.
Yeah, because and so Ming will be on there with me, and then we're gonna shoot the rest of, or at least episodes 3 and 4 today. So okay, let's get to this next one, because you and I had this conversation last week, because I think that you were saying that you thought Michael was a disappointment at first, and then you looked at the numbers and, oh no, it's not. It's a massive hit, one of the biggest hits of the year right now, and the sequel is already underway, clearly. This movie very well, it's funny because I went back and forth on it. I didn't think at first, after the second weekend, I don't know if it's going to hit $1 billion.
It was going back to first place like a week or so ago. That was like shocking.
Well, not only that, which you're right, it also had, and I think it just opened up in Japan, or it's opening up in Japan this week, and they're massive Michael fans over there.
Yeah,
so
yes, they are.
I think that this is going to be the first biopic. I keep flip flopping, going back and forth, but initially I said this could be $1 billion. Then I saw the numbers. I'm like, I don't know. This is just that movie that is just this movie's going to hit $1 billion, I think. Lionsgate Studios motion picture chair Adam Fogelson says the company is very much making progress on creating a follow-up to last month's smash hit Michael. In fact, in a call with Analysis today, after the company's quarter earnings report, he indicated there's plenty of franchise potential here. The Antoine Fuqua directed first film starring Michael Jackson's real-life nephew, Jafar Jackson, looks like it could be the first Lionsgate film to top $1 billion at the global box office. Fogelson tells investors that work on the follow-up is still in the very earliest stages, but well underway, with conversations going exceptionally well, and it's all coming together. All the conversations that we've been having with all the appropriate parties continue to go exceptionally well, and I would say there's a ton of incredibly entertaining Michael Jackson story and much of the biggest and most popular parts of his music catalog that were not touched upon in the first film. We can go forward and backwards in telling the story. There are so many other events that happened, even in the time frame of the original movie, that weren't touched upon. So we are very, very confident that we've got an incredibly entertaining movie that will appeal once again to a global audience as the pieces come together. As we know, most of the film's original third act was scrapped, with the existing movie cutting off well before the controversy surrounding Jackson emerged. Lionsgate CEO John Feldheimer indicates that the existing footage will almost certainly be used. We believe there's a lot more story to tell and a lot more music to share. We have 25% to 30% of a second movie already shot from the prior production. That's big. And so obviously that will have some benefit ultimately, but we'll make sure we have a big and satisfying movie for global audiences once again. So I wouldn't want to quantify exactly what that's going to look like, but undoubtedly that 25% to 30% will be material. All right. So this is a no-brainer that you got to make this movie, right?
I agree. I'm glad that he acknowledged that we can go not just forward, but we can go backwards, because what I honestly would want is I would want almost like a parallel story that they do, where they go back and they address the things up to this point that they just blew past. Because I think one of the things that bothered me about the film is the idea that we didn't get to really dive into the things that Michael was dealing with, whether that be dating life of like Brooke Shields or Diana Ross, and how a lot of that stuff kind of went sideways. You didn't get into how a lot of the siblings were upset with Michael and felt a bit of jealousy and things like that were going on and stuff like that. You do it the right way, maybe you can convince Janet to be involved. And we explained why Janet wasn't around in any of the first movie. Like, there was a lot, like, I'm not even getting to the latter part of his life that, a lot of people were like, well, you're not going to show the like, we didn't get it all that. There was a bunch that was missing from where we came up to this point. I would love it to be a trilogy and we fill in some gaps that we missed, and then you can get to the tail end if you want to.
Yeah.
But that's my wish. We'll see what they end up ultimately doing.
I wonder because it's like they very well could. They shot, like he said, 20%, 30% of the movie. The other stuff they could basically answer some of the criticisms by doing what you're talking about, covering stuff that wasn't in there before. People who look at it and say, "Oh, they should have covered this," and this is what we were covering for the second one. Even if they weren't going to cover it in the second one, now they can and basically say, well, F you. It already made. It's made 700. How much? So 715 million so far.
Mm-hmm.
So it still has an opportunity to get there. Had it already opened in those other countries, I'd be like, I don't know, 715. I think it might have probably cap out at 850, but it seems like it's certainly going to have some more.
Yeah, because it hasn't even. It's not just Japan. I don't think it's. Oh, it did open in China, and it only did 9 million. I don't know why. For some reason, I thought China would do pretty well, but maybe not.
Maybe it's not open. Maybe it hasn't opened all over. Maybe it's just
maybe that's fair. It just says 9.7 million gross. It doesn't have an opening number. So
I'm not sure, but nonetheless, it's a massive hit, right? And we knew it was going to be a hit. You just didn't know if it was going to, because when we talked about this movie when it was announced, like, this could be the first biopic that actually hits $1 billion, right? And it's on par right now. It's already competing with Bohemian Rhapsody. I mean, which is, I think, the most profitable biopic of all time. So, I think it is, because that's like 900 and something, whatever it might be.
Because I'm curious, in your mind, who else would have a biopic that could potentially do this? Because I think we all are in agreement that there's really been
Beatles got a shot. The Beatles got a shot. They're doing that movie, the Beatles movie.
Okay.
I don't know, as more time goes away from when they were at the top of their game, but they're still the Beatles.
Yeah. So because the only other people that I can think of that maybe their story could pull something like that is maybe Beyonce and Taylor Swift down the line, but I honestly don't even know as far as that goes, because I think while they obviously are,
if you did a Taylor Swift movie right now, you'd only be able to cover whatever it was, if she's 35, 36, whatever she is, but you would have a chance to hit that.
You think it would hit $1 billion too?
You'd have a chance with her audience as it is today.
Yeah.
I don't know, but Michael's it's different, man. And like the Beatles have a shot. Someone said Madonna. I don't know. Like Madonna, maybe if it would have come out in 2000, 2005, but it's just so far removed. And Michael's different kind of. There's just a different thing there with people still, his albums and everything else too, and the music. I don't know. It's certainly not going to be Billy Joel, because they announced Billy Joel's movie is like unauthorized, and then Billy Joel was like, "You don't have my support. You can't use my music. If you can't use music, don't make that movie." What they didn't make a Billy Joel movie? You can't singing.
Oh my God! Every time right before performance starts, it just cuts to the next scene.
I know. Well, they are, and they're doing 4 Beatles movies, by the way. They're doing 4 of them.
I heard about that. They're one for each Beatle, right?
Something for each Beatle. So if they, that would be interesting. But it's gonna be.
They do a mini series on Yoko Ono.
Oh my God! Please. Did you ever see that clip with Chuck Berry and Yoko Ono?
Mm-mm.
Oh, dude, PLD, see if you can find it. It's I think it's John Lennon and Chuck Berry singing together, and Yoko is just singing in the background, and it's if you want to call it singing, and Chuck Berry's just kind of like looking over, like, what is going on? Like, oh my God, it's pretty hilarious.
My favorite old music clip of that. Did you ever see the making of We Are the World? And Michael is there, and obviously we know Michael has perfect pitch, and obviously the amount of work he puts in, hits his line real quick, no problem. All the singers after him, they cannot get it, and you could see through his sunglasses, he is seething.
Speaking of Michael and his rivals, Prince would be interesting.
Prince would be too, but I guess the thing that makes me wonder is I know Prince obviously was massive. I am a big Prince fan myself. I always questioned it though, is if Prince was as big as Michael was. You know what I'm saying? In the way that how do I put this? The whole Drake and Kendrick situation that went down. I think at the end of the day that I think that Kendrick was, I think he's a better artist. I think Michael and Prince are about equal, but Drake certainly did have the numbers prior to this beef and stuff like that. It feels like Michael's numbers were much larger than Prince's. Those Prince are still slouch.
Yeah, but here's the thing. If I would have told you that, if I would have had you guess, and it was a very different time when the movies were coming out too, but if I was going to have you guess worldwide how much a Queen biopic would have had, like if we were having this conversation, there was never a Queen biopic. Yeah. And we were like, what do you think Queen could do it? You're like, yeah, Queen, people love Queen, but or do you think it could make over $600 million? People be like, I don't know. It made 910 or whatever it did. A different time. It was 2019. But the flip side of that is the fact that we are in 2026 and the fact that Michael did do the numbers that it did, that maybe more people will want to see more biopics because of what the Michael Jackson movie did. So it could help, especially like a Prince movie or something too. So I don't know. Maybe not. Most likely not. I think it's going to be living on its own island if it does hit $1 billion. But fun conversation to have.
Yeah, no, for sure. Because I guess that's the part is like whose story is big enough and that people care enough about that they would show up in absolute droves.
Right, and it has to be international. I mean, it has to be international. All right, put your thoughts in there. Let us know what you think about the Michael movie moving forward. Are there any other biopics you think that would have that kind of success? All right, before we move on to the next topic, I told you about that mic thing. So I know you haven't seen this yet. You've got to listen immediately when I play the clip of what is heard in the background. Okay.
Okay.
All right, here we go. AI sluts. What was that?
What was that?
What are you looking at? What are you looking at?
You're muted, Mike. You muted yourself.
What are you looking at right now? That came up. Don't lie. That said AI sluts.
I have my Twitter, and because I follow Penny Barber, the shit that I get on my Twitter, I'll tell you this: with my Twitter and her
Mike,
following,
what was it? What was it?
It was an ad that she retweeted. So let me tell you this: because I follow her, I don't want to unfollow her. But some of the stuff that comes on my thread when I'm in public, like it's like I'm in line at Chipotle and I'll be scrolling on Twitter.
Mike, I follow her too, and that doesn't happen to me.
What do you want me to tell you?
What was he watching?
He's full of shit. Because there's no, I follow her too. There's no ads. There's no ads on her Twitter. He's full of it.
The only thing that it could have been, maybe she's involved in an ad, but she didn't post it. But that just means that he's probably circulating on Penny stuff so much that it probably sent the ad to him. That's the only thing I can think of. But she didn't post it directly.
He had some smuts like the site up and it played. He's full of it. This is the back. Here's the back. This is the beginning of it. AI anyway, so we're gonna get AI sluts. We're gonna get some more. This actually, I don't know how many more topics we're gonna cover, but this one we have to cover. But before we do, so Winston, as you know, we changed the game up a couple weeks ago. It's been doing good. Winston and it was Roxy and Steph who took the prize last week. The way that we used to do it is the most amount of questions. We've switched it up to basically whoever did the best monetarily. If it was still questions, Mike and Roxy would be in the lead. They had something like 117 or something, but Roca had 112. Roca is in the lead currently, from what I've seen. I haven't checked Chris's stats yet. They haven't registered yet, but Winston, so far you have 42 with some big donations, so you got a shot here to take out Roca. If you want Winston to beat Roca, keep asking those questions. We'll stay on as long as we can. This is one that I've been interested in, and I'm sure you are too, Winston. And that's that the Spider-Noir reviews are in.
Ooh, yeah, I am interested. What's going on?
The reviews are in for Prime Video's live action Spider-Noir series, with the show pulling in very good numbers with the critics. Title currently sits at 88% on Rotten Tomatoes and 78 out of 100 on Metacritic, the latter tying with Ms. Marvel as the single best rated season for a Marvel-related TV series, not including FX's Legion. The series tells the story of an aging and down-on-his-luck private investigator named Ben Reilly in 1930s New York, who is forced to grapple with his past life as the city's one and only superhero. Reviews seem to indicate the overall story is the weaker part of the series, but almost everything else about the production compensates for the weaker aspects of the script. Let's see, anybody. I'm going to go with Liz Shannon Miller because I tend to agree with everything.
I haven't talked to her in so long. I need to hit her.
Oh yeah, for you remember, dude. I was talking about her recently. Like I always talked about Liz to where we would talk about Schmodown stuff and then here and there we talk movie stuff, ironically, but hardly ever. they always quote her, and I always read her things. I am usually in agreeing. I don't know if there's a critic that I agree with more than Liz Shannon Miller. Like, it's so crazy. Like, I never really even spoke to her about movies that much when we were working together, but like, I love her take on movies. No matter how you choose to watch it, Spider-Noir closely, what is that? Hews closely to the familiar tropes of the detective tale, but it never feels like parody. It just feels like the answer to the question, what if someone made a 1930s noir about a PI with spider powers? Okay, that's fair. William Hughes says the best you can say about it is that it's a noble but ultimately failed experiment, and it's laid clearly set out to create a character who didn't feel entirely like a human being. What he got was one that never really feels like a person. Okay, he didn't like it. And through the series, although the series is a solid cast and some sparkling depictions of a bygone era, Spider-Noir is an all style and very little substance. Okay, well, I mean, look, there's a couple other ones in there that I probably missed that were probably a little more positive, but its style is one of the things I was hoping for this, and it looks like it through the trailer. So,
yeah, I mean because I think that's the same issue that I have had recently with some of the movies that were supposed to just like, again, they're speaking for themselves in the box office as far as Galaxy and Michael. But that was one of those things where it felt like a lot of flash and missing some substance. And I say that to say that doesn't mean that Flash still can't make money. It's just that you could make a lot more money if you pair like Flash with substance. And so I think it's one of those things where that, based off of what Liz said and some of these other ones, most likely it probably will do okay. Right. Because it's maybe missing some grounding potentially, but it doesn't mean it's going to be a flop or anything like that.
I'm hoping it does well. I like the trailer. I'm hoping that we'll take a look and see, and fingers crossed.
How are you going to watch it, in black and white or color?
Black and white. Can't watch that in color.
No, that's the way to do it. I'm just curious because some people are
a lot of people. I know. I watch intended versions. I watch intended. So, I mean, anyway, so I'm curious to what people think about this one. If they're excited about it, please put your thoughts in or let us know. All right. Yeah. Winston, you got quite a few. You got way more. 42 questions. That's pretty good. Let's go. That is just half of.
Hey, I got a 21 questions. 21 questions for you.
I worry at times that Mike is just doing copious amounts of crack. After just watching Snowfall, I just get concerned because the things that come out of that man's mouth at times, and AI sluts, and did you shit in there? Like, I'm just like, how is he?
Yeah. He's got. I mean, he's a soundbite machine though.
He really is, man. It's impressive.
So, all right, let's see. Let's do one more. We'll do one more story.
Okay.
But I want actually want to do the Bond one.
Okay, let's do it.
We'll do that because the Batman set videos. It's like, okay, we'll have more news of that eventually. Let's get to the Bond one because Stephen Knight was talking about Star Wars earlier. He was part of the Ray one, Peaky Blinders, obviously, and Star Wars dropped the ball with him. But now he's working on Bond, which I think is a good thing for Bond. And here's the story. Knight teases the new James Bond film approach. While many are focused on the casting of the new James Bond, a lot of questions are still swirling about what direction the franchise will take under Amazon's control. One possibility that has not been floated is the series might try a period piece set in the 1960s like the original. New comments from Stephen Knight, who is penning the new film, may have shot down this possibility. Farts. I actually kind of like that idea. Speaking with Screen Daily, Knight says he's been doing research for the film with the SAS and even more secret outfits and has been in touch regularly with them. I am talking to them about what they do every day. It's all real. The author was living that life. In the war, he was doing those things. He knew people doing that stuff, going out there and killing people. Ian Fleming was such a great writer. To be a writer, you have got to know about people. Knight also says he can reinvent James Bond as the brand is fairly bulletproof and has undergone enough reimaginations over the year. Bond's been bulletproof. People have been able to make mistakes and variations, quite elaborate variations, and the character has survived because the core of it is like a diamond. You can't touch it. The person you are talking about is folklore. You'll be watching it as a kid with your dad. The certainty, the confidence, and the escape from something. Everybody buys into that. That's the thing with Bond. Everybody wants it. Knight has completed a documentary about the Oasis that we released by Disney in the autumn. I agree with him 100%. I think it's one of those Teflon franchises that doesn't necessarily mean it's always going to do well, but it means that even if it doesn't do well, people might want another version of it that will. Similarly, like Doctor Who, right? Doctor Who is another one where you keep making Doctor Who, and even if it's like, I hate this Doctor, you ever going to watch it again? Yeah, I'll watch it again. I just want a Doctor that I might support.
I agree with that, but I am curious in the day and age that we're in, like, how long could you do that? Because I don't think that there's ever been like too many Bonds in a row that were just ass. It would be like it'd be like one or two at most, and then it would be like, but this one, damn, like, you know what I mean?
Sure, yeah. I mean, that's that's essentially any property. But yes, the point is that the interest will always be there. You just hope to get it right, and in a way that not to the same aspect, but like I always bring up Terminator. Most people when Terminator movies are announced now, they're like, why?
Yes.
To your point, there's just been so many fart bombs, like there's so many bad ones, and they just can't get it right. But I'm always having hope that A24 is going to make one for like $30 million, and people are going to go, that was a good Terminator movie. See, there's still stuff there. And I always bring up the idea of Cobra Kai. Always bring up Cobra Kai. Because Cobra Kai, nobody wanted a Karate Kid series. Nobody.
No.
And they did it because they treated it with love. So as long as things are treated with love, and hearing Stephen Knight's comments, he's treating this with love. They understand it. I think they're going to find a good Bond. I have made it very clear it's not against the actor himself. I think he's a very talented actor, Jacob Elordi. I think he's a super talented actor in general. I think he is probably the worst choice out of the people they're looking at. He's just I don't know how you have a 6'5" Bond. Or 6'6" Bond. I just don't know how you do it. Like you just
it's for the same reason. The irony is so interesting because I would have loved like an Idris Elba as Bond, but like the funny thing that someone mentioned, I think we're enough of a global world now where it will work. But someone would mention at least if it was in like the 60s or 70s, it would be pretty apparent to be like, who's the spy? I think it's the one black guy here in Croatia. Like it would just be like. You would be able to tell same thing.
Yeah.
Which one? I think it's the giant over there. I think
right. Yeah. The second he walks into a room, he's bringing attention to himself every time. It's not his. It's not. It's just how it works. If in everyday life, if Jacob Elordi wasn't an actor and he walks into the room, look at the tall guy over there, and
you would literally go.
If you're a spy, you don't want everybody looking at you when you walk into the room.
You would literally have everybody paying attention to. You at that point, that's not good.
No, and as I think you said it last time, how do you fight if Jaws is going to be who are you going to cast for Jaws?
Yeah, well, that was I brought that up last
time. You brought it up last time. Yeah. No, 1,000%. Like, what do you do that? Who do you go with then? You call the Big Show out of retirement? Like, what do you do? Can't do it. Anyway, what do you guys think in general about Stephen Knight's comments? Excited about the approach? Do you like that? Winston and I didn't really talk about it. I actually liked the idea about them doing like a period piece. It doesn't look like they're going to do that. I thought that would have been interesting.
I thought it would have been cool.
Yeah, but all right, but we'll see. All right, put your thoughts in there. Let us know. All right, Winston, this is for you. Wait, where did it go? Oh, hold on. This is for you.
Okay.
Did you see his face?
Yeah. So I know of Yoko Ono in theory.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that was a real thing she fucking did.
Oh, dude. Oh,
like I knew she destroyed the Beatles because of her weird like sound, and the only reference I ever had to her performing was, did you ever watch the Powerpuff Girls back in the day? Voice of an Angel.
No, I never watched that show. No.
The only thing that I have reference to is back in the day during the Powerpuff Girls, they did a whole spoof on the Beatles, and it was Mojo Jojo was supposed to be Paul, and he meets Yoko like a monkey, and she just I was like, oh, it must be just making fun of the fact that she can't sing. I didn't realize that's actually what she did.
He's just like, oh my god, what am I doing? Anyway,
God.
All right, let's get into these questions because we got again 51 trying to get Winston to beat Roka, but even Roka had like 112. The goal again is monetarily who can win. Can Winston do it? Roka had like a $400 win this week.
Oh Lord, again, damn.
He did not the last week.
Somebody.
It was 2 in a row. Same guy. Nathan Drake, look up Iron Eagle Rotten Tomato score. Do you agree? I'm gonna guess that the score, and my answer already is no, I don't agree, because I'm gonna guess that the Rotten Tomato score is. Are you looking it up, Winston?
I am.
I'm gonna guess. I'm not looking it up. I don't see it. I'm gonna guess, and I'm gonna say it's 36%.
Try again.
Higher or lower?
Lower.
That's ridiculous. 26.
Try again.
20. 18. How? Come on, 13%. On Iron Eagle 1?
17.
Iron Eagle 1 has 17%. How many reviews?
6.
Okay. Right.
And then 57% on the popcorn meter with over 10,000 ratings.
Iron Eagle 1 should be at 92%.
There's only been 6, so go write a review and you'll skyrocket that, bro.
That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Love that. Nathan Drake, Tom Hardy reportedly fired from Mobland season 3. This guy's getting a bad rep for being difficult. Is that true?
Oh no.
Tom Hardy fired. Really? Wow. This is okay. Let me bring this up. Thanks for letting me know. PLD and Luke, just let I don't know if they're gonna do it.
Yo. They said that's where Smets got his AI inspiration from. Which
Tom Hardy
from Yoko Ono.
Oh. I love you to death. Sometimes you jump back and forth to your train of consciousness. Where the hell were you? All right, let's see. Let me bring this up real quick. Yeah. Okay, here it is. So this is Tom Hardy fired. Paramount Plus show Mobland after on-set drama report. Pretty nuts. Tom Hardy's reportedly been fired after 2 seasons. The actor was let go following on-set issues with executive producer Jez Butterworth. Puck News reported that Hardy was consistently late to production during season 2, gave frequent script notes, changed dialogue, and was upset about the ensemble cast, which includes fellow A-listers Helen Mirren and Pierce Brosnan. Let's see. Is that it? Oh, outlet also claimed that his behavior caused Butterworth to nearly quit, which led to Paramount firing Hardy. Page 6 has reached out to reps for the comment. Hardy starred in Mobland. When the project premiered, it was one of the biggest global premiere ever. This show's not going to last without him, though. I'm not saying he shouldn't be fired because I don't know the story behind it. But I watched the first 3 episodes, really good. But and Pierce Brosnan was excellent in it, and so was Helen Mirren. I have to finish watching it. Everybody loves it. Apparently, it said after season 3 is when he's gone.
I guess he got fired in the middle of season 3.
I think that's the end of it. Unfortunately, which is not fair to everybody else. I just think that when he was one of the main reasons people watch the show.
Yeah.
So but yeah, I mean, this is not the first time we heard this. Like, Tom Hardy's one of my favorite actors of all time.
He's mine too. So one of mine too. So I that bums me out to hear that. I hadn't heard that people consider him difficult, but I guess that's the thing.
I mean, there's been stories about when he did that movie with Shia LaBeouf. They had gotten into a fight. There was the Mad Max stuff that
I didn't hear about the Mad Max stuff.
Yeah, Mad Max stuff apparently. I mean, but he's kind of said that he's like, look, I was kind of wrong about Mad Max stuff. I was a little difficult on it, where I looked and then realized now after seeing it that I was wrong or whatever too. He's been there, but the guy's he's a perfectionist. He's also not someone you really want to mess with. He's he's really good at jiu-jitsu, by the way, too. He's legit. He's he competes in tournaments and shit.
Jesus.
Yeah. All right.
So attitude and fighting skills. Ooh.
I know. All right, listen. So thank you for letting us know there. I appreciate that. Next one. Noah Lawson. I was 6 when episode 3 came out, and Anakin burning never bothered me. Yeah, I mean, that bothered you, but that's not something that kids, are like, yay. Someone said that when someone said the other day that Star Wars has always been just for kids, and no, it hasn't.
I would be. That dude just murdered a bunch of children.
I know. Yeah, but it's not like a people. It just always drove me nuts when people say it was always been just for kids. No, it hasn't been. I agree. Filoni shouldn't be catering towards kids, right? Which he's done since Clone Wars. Lucas should have chosen and mentored someone else than this fanboy. I mean, you got to remember that he also was choosing him like for animated stuff. Dave Filoni is brilliant in animation. He's brilliant. I mean, look at Maul. Look at this stuff. He's brilliant when it comes to animated storytelling. I just don't think he's the guy for live action.
Yeah.
Christopher Brickner, for Mando and Grogu film, at least the budget was more modest at a Star Wars film at 165. Yeah, it's true. I mean, there wasn't. They paid Pedro whatever they paid him to be in 4 minutes of the movie, really. And the rest of it is Brendan Wayne and Lakeith. Sigourney Weaver.
So crazy.
Sigourney Weaver. There's not a lot of big. Jeremy Allen White probably didn't get paid that much for the voiceover work, but he got paid, obviously, but not enough where you're going to break the bank. So they didn't spend that much in cast, and they made it look pretty solid for the most part. So yeah, they spent their money wisely and how it looks. There's no doubt about it.
Mm-hmm. Then that is the important part is figure out ways to do that, because then it's not as, like you said, a big of a deal if it doesn't work out as like a mega blockbuster or something.
All right, next one. Mad Dog, I can't catch the live stream. I'll be driving, but I started 12 Monkeys, and what the F, Kristian, this is so good. I love going into things I know nothing about. I'm telling you, my brother has been telling me about it for years, and I finally started watching it last night. I watched the season 2 finale. You know what it is? It's a really good story.
Okay.
It's just a really good story from the beginning. It starts, apparently 3 and 4 are even better.
Didn't even know that this was a TV show. Thought you were talking about the movie. I was like, I figured you would have seen that movie by now.
It's a super underrated television show, sci-fi, but it's on Amazon Prime is where you can find it.
Okay.
And it's like, yeah, it was super underrated. And I think it was on HBO Max or any of these other things. Back then when it came out like 10 years ago. When it came out, it would have, the guy who plays
the Sci-Fi Network.
Yeah, Sci-Fi.
No, you said HBO Max. I didn't hear the sci-fi part, bro.
I said sci-fi, and then it's on Amazon Prime.
I heard the Amazon Prime, and I heard HBO Max. I didn't hear sci-fi.
So if it was on those things, kind of moving up, now, and it had a bigger, heavy marketing thing, and a little bit more budget. The budget for what it was, they made it work perfect, but it could have been better. There was no, like you said, there was no hype on it, and everybody who watches it loves it, including myself. It's one of the best, next to Dark. It's one of the best time travel shows that I've seen. Yeah.
All right, man. I look, I've liked a
Prime,
lot of stuff.
It's on Amazon. Someone's asking. It's on Amazon Prime Video. You can watch it. It's all the episodes there.
No. I mean, that network put out a lot of good stuff back then. Like I was big into The Magicians for a while when that was out.
Yeah,
I thought that was pretty good. So.
I wonder. Yeah, no. Kevin Smith said he found his audition. Did you ever hear the story about his audition?
For what?
For Schmoedown.
No.
So Kevin, before Kevin became the Smasher, Kevin really wanted to get into the league. So I used to do like video calls with people that I didn't know, or we do video calls with people to they recommended and stuff too from other people, and I would do calls and see how they do, and I would do like little tests. I'd do questions and I'd test character out with people, and I did a couple of those. And Rachel said, "Look, my buddy Kevin, who's he's the guy who was cutting the Knights of the Republic stuff, and he showed you, and he's a big Council fan. He really wants to audition for the Schmoedown." I was like, sure. It was Rachel. She was like one of our biggest stars and a friend of mine. So I'm like, yeah, let's do it. And he dressed up as the Mach Schmoeman.
No, he didn't. Please tell me we're gonna watch this.
Well, he's got the video, and I think we're gonna have to. It's gonna be something that when he's on the show, he's gonna use as like a benefit or something. Like once we get to a place. But PLD, can you text him and see if he will allow us to show the picture? He sent us the picture last night. I don't want to show it if he doesn't want us to show the picture, but he was dressed up as the Macho Man, and he was doing it. I'm just like, yeah, no, dude, it's not. And his trivia wasn't even that good, surprisingly enough, and he didn't need to make the cut. on the first one. So it actually helped with his character when he came back in, of the one who had a chip on his shoulder, who auditioned and didn't make it, and then became like one of the most dominant champions we ever had. So
I really want to see. I would love to see his Macho Man like impression, bro, because it sounds incredible.
So they just had Chris Van Vliet just had on was it Dan Soder and Will Sasso on his show, and I was watching a lot of that stuff. Dan Soder's his Andre and his Macho Man are just like unbeatable.
Wow. Okay.
I'm gonna play the clip from Andre.
Okay.
This is Dan Soder's Andre. Hold on.
When I try to do Andre, it's your Andre, and the funny
That's
thing
Sasso.
to me about Andre is like there's promo Andre and then there's just talking Andre.
Just drunk at a bar.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm going to go home.
Yeah.
The key is the French accent.
Yeah.
So you have to go like, I do not understand. Why? I'm not good. But then promo Andre is this, I'm coming.
Yeah.
I'm coming for you.
It's so good. He also does like a spot on Ronnie Dangerfield. It's really, really good.
That's really good.
But I highly recommend people go and watch that Van Vliet episode. It's like Chris Van Vliet didn't have to do anything in that episode. He just got to sit back and watch as a fan and just rake in the views.
That's crazy, bro. That's so good.
And his birthday yesterday too. I sent him a text. He might be one of my favorite people in the world.
Damn.
I love Chris. Chris he's a genuine, just like a really good dude. Very, very smart. Yeah, I like Chris a lot. Okay, let's see. So let's go to the next one. Where is it? Can't catch light. Oh, okay. That's this one. It says, I farted. Damn you, Ming. Thank you, Ming.
Sorry.
The best. That's calling me. Beach House. That was the Beach House. All right, next one. Lord Zuko. Because you recommended it, I started 12 Monkeys. I'm at season 1, episode 12. Wow. When did you just start it? That's amazing. Without spoiling it, can you share your thoughts on the show? Does it get better? So season one is the one that I've seen from what everyone talks about. That out of all the fan base, that was the one that was criticized the most because it stuck too much to the plot of the movie. I actually really liked season 1 a lot, but season 2, all the way through season 4, which I've only seen season 2. Season 2 starts to play with time a lot and goes way off of it goes way off the movie plot completely. So I would, if you don't dig it by the time you're halfway through season 2, then just bail on it. But I love it. I love it. Ron H. Look at Ron H coming in hot. I'm still trying to manifest, thrusting into media with BBC feed. Ebony and Ivory too much? Maybe remove the featuring part. For those of you who have the wrong ID, BBC equals Batman Beyond crew. Duh. Follows it up. I'm putting the link to Kevin Smith's pilot Hollyweed in the comments. I think it's awesome. Even with the one show, if you want to know how I am in real life, I'm Pete. Kevin Smith. I am the Pete. Ron's coming in hot for you here today. Kristian, you keep wondering where this IE started from. It was all me, okay? And the gangster fruit, God rest its soul. All part of our plan, baby. All part of our plan. LOL. Did you ever find the IE clip, PLD? It's from, I think it's last week's show. It's last week's show with Winston. When they asked about the jump. Yeah, it's when they asked about jumping the shark, and I instead of Fonz, I wrote
instead of A, you wrote IE.
Yeah, I didn't wrote. I said it. Yeah, IE. IE came from last week's show. There you go. Look at this. Look at this. PLD. Ron H. It came from last week's show. 139:21 into the video. We get, is Winston that old? And he actually knows what jumping the shark is. IE. So bad.
IE.
Ron H. Thank you so much for that. By the way. That was
Thank
really
you, Ron.
generous.
Thank you,
Ron. He follows it up. I ate all the gangster fruit. The new strain is a Alaskan thunderfuck. Shit, it's about to get real.
Oh my Lord!
Ron H is trying to push you over Roca by himself. I see you guys yawning from time to time. Kristian, time to devote some of the finances to crack. Winston could use it for the You know what people don't realize too, because people will notice. Will say like, "Oh, you're yawning." I'm going like even today is a perfect example. I got back from the gym. Actually, went with Ming this morning to the gym, and I come back to the office, run right in to start putting videos out, put out House of the Dragon, did some other things, did some emails, start prepping for the UFO files to drop. So I got to do that video, the new one. So I start prepping for that. Next thing I look up, it's 11. It's right about to go showtime. So I'm like, okay, so jump on, do the show, Winston. Then right after this, I got a phone call that I have to take. That'll take about a half an hour. Then I got to jump right into the live stream with the members. That'll go from my time 2:30 to 3:30. Then right from 3:30 until 5:30 or whatever, Invincible. Then 5:30 to 6, I got to do some stuff for the other channel. And then I'm like, I'm like, yeah. So I get tired and I got to try to figure out food in between that. So it's like,
you were describing a similar type of day. Like all day yesterday I was directing, and then today, like as soon as this is done, I've got therapy. Once therapy is done, I have a workout. Once my workout is done, I have work from 1 to 5. Then LA. Then I have to drive from the Valley out to Anaheim to go run a show for the House of Blues, where I'll be there till probably about midnight or 1 in the morning, go to sleep, wake up, go to dog training in the morning, and then do a whole other day of work. Like same thing. My day is like so sometimes I yawn.
My boy Styx is here. Styx coming in hot. Wait till you see the 12 Monkeys time loop episode. That episode's awesome. That episode is awesome.
Maybe I really need to check out this show.
That's one of the best episodes of the 100%. I agree with Styx. If you get to that episode and you don't like the show, then the show's not for you. It's one of the best episodes so far. That episode's awesome. Okay, let's see. This one is a good one. Ron H. Okay, gotta get going. Have a great rest of the show and a great weekend.
Fukak? How many?
Opal coming in real hot with 5 memberships. Good time to do it. By the way, if you're a member and you haven't already submitted a question for the live stream, make sure that you do that. PLD, I think, posted a community post already, so you can go to the community post, submit your question. If you're going to be around at 2:30 Eastern time, come in. If you're at the $5 level and up, you can join in and ask a video question. So make sure you do that. And Gopal is gifting people those right there. So please go and check it out and be there. Please. Izzy, in my usual cinema, there is basically $5 off a ticket if you see the Mando between 21 to 25th of May. Was going to watch first. We might watch on Monday. First weekend, I guess. We might watch on Monday. Okay. Well, let me know what you think of it when you see it. I'm curious what people think once everybody sees it. Probably do like, Monday and Tuesday. Oh, yeah. That's probably a good time to bring this up. Monday, most likely, Roka will do a solo show because I'm going to be with the family for the holiday, I think. I'm going to take that day on Monday. Tuesday, I have 2 screenings on Tuesday. One is something... it's Backrooms. Going to see Backrooms on Tuesday, which I'm really pumped about.
I'm so jealous.
Seeing that in the morning. And then I have the movie Pressure. I'm going to the premiere, actually. I haven't been to a premiere, and I can't even tell you how long. Going to see that Tuesday night. I did get a screening for Masters of the Universe. I did get a screening for Scary Movie, so I'll be covering all of those.
Do you know about Backrooms? Like, have you
nothing about it.
You're going in blind.
I'm blind. I want to know nothing.
Okay. I bet. I've got, because you know what you actually would, like, real talk, man, you could do this and then add that to your reaction slate. And I promise you would do gangbusters because of how viral Backrooms has been.
Yeah, I know. I'm definitely going to check it out. I'm definitely going to react to it, probably depending on how I like it. The other one is the one that everyone's talking about now. What's that one that's out in theaters that the another YouTube person
Obsession?
Did? Yeah, that's the other one I'm going to react to. Definitely be reacting to that. Okay, let's move on. Johnny, Kristian, your review helped level set expectations for Mando, and we end up really enjoying it for what it was. Kids loved it, but agree, more lore needed. That's it. That's the whole point. If you go, I'm glad you liked it, Johnny. If you go into it, just like, I know I'm not expecting this to further the lore, and I just want to be on different planets and running around with these two and just watch monsters and stuff too. And you go in with that mentality, and yes, it's a romp. That's what it is. And I don't think you can come out of it if you have those expectations. Like PLD did you see it yet, PLD? You saw it and you loved it. Right?
He responded to something else.
What did he respond to?
He said
IE. Okay, let me check. So apparently IE is up there. Hold on. Ron H. Is Winston that old that he actually knows what jumping the shark is? IE. I mean, well,
hey.
I said IE. So that's
I said
but yeah, but PLD, like he wanted what he got, and that was it. That was it. All right, let's get to the next one. That's Wiley. So 808s and since in Star Wars was insane. It took me out of the movie. Yeah, I didn't love the music. You see? So PLD was making stuff up where he said, you're the only person I saw that didn't like the music. There's tons of people. Of course, PLD. I don't even look at you. I know you love the music. Of course you did. But did you love the music, PLD? Yeah, of course you did. But no, but Wiley's right. The music took me out of it a little bit. Okay. Rax 523. Is my birthday tomorrow? I don't know. Is it? It's my birthday tomorrow. Taking my 8, but he said, but give me credit. It says, is my birthday tomorrow?
Yeah, no, I see it.
Yeah.
I
Is
see
my birthday
it.
tomorrow? I don't know. I'm gonna say it is. Taking my 8-year-old to see Mando this weekend. That's cool. His first intro to Star Wars. He's excited for it. I'm excited for him. That is the magic sauce, though.
I wonder if maybe that's even what he's saying, though. If it was a question of like, is it my birthday tomorrow? I get to take my kid to a Star Wars. Like, I wonder if that was.
I think he meant to say it's my birthday tomorrow. But that's the thing. And I said this. And if shit ass would have seen me explaining this many times over, he would have seen the same thing. What Raxa was saying there is the magic sauce. If I had an 8-year-old who I do have an 8-year-old, but I have an 8-year-old who loves Star Wars, then I would have experienced that movie in a very different way because I wouldn't be looking at it for the stuff that I liked about Star Wars at all. I'd be looking at it in the same way that when I kind of came around on the prequels, I watched with my now 14-year-old, but she was probably around 7 or 8 when she watched prequels, and she had this joy and imagination in her eyes. And I said, "Oh, I get it." Right? I think that's the experience that he's going to have with his 8-year-old. Because I think the 8-year-old is going to be like, "Oh, that was so much fun. It was great. I like this." And he's going to say, "What'd you like about it?" And it's going to be an experience for him. And he's going to be in there with his kid and having that conversation with him. And he's going to, yeah. And that to him, that movie's going to be more special because of the moments he had with his kid. And I think that's what they're aiming for. Yeah. And that's what shit-ass didn't really look at when he was putting those conversations out. That to me is important and makes sense in how they're marketing. It just didn't land for the stuff that I was looking at.
Because I'll tell you one thing, and based off of what you said, it's not just box office. If Starfighter doesn't bring the idea of lore and world building into that movie, Star Wars will be in trouble because that's supposed to be the beginning of the next step.
Or new lore, which is fine.
It can be new lore, whatever lore,
character building,
old or new, but you gotta do something.
Yes, you got to do something for sure, and I believe that they will. Maddie B, what's up, Maddie B? Good afternoon, fellas. Obsession may be one of the only films in history to earn $100 million on a budget of less than $1 million. That's pretty nuts. Film is expected to earn more this weekend than it did in its opening weekend, a rare feat. Yeah, and I think the reason why is because of word of mouth, and everybody's talking about how great it is and what it did. It gives me a lot of hope. I'll tell you that, as far as moving forward with crowdfunding projects and things of that nature.
Dude, I don't know why studios aren't paying more attention to that. They keep looking at it as blips, but like literally look at that. Look at the first Five Nights at Freddy's. Look at The Blackening. Look at like all of these movies where you're taking a small budget, an interesting idea, and you're putting TLC into it instead of going, let's go make $1 billion. Let's go make this interesting movie and get as much out of it as we can. Like, I don't know why that's not the formula.
Well, so this again, based off of like the crowdfunding stuff that they initially did with this was it's just a different business right now, and I love it. Haskell, sup guys? I enjoyed it even with its issues, pacing and some story beats. What I'm hating is the TV ads pushing and misleading how Grogu is the key to the galaxy's future. That may be true, but the future's it's never gone into, and he's not in the new trilogy. Yeah, it's true. Plus, they don't really dive into that. They just
really
nah. It's a side adventure.
To stop saying shit like he's the future of the galaxy, and then I never find out why. That's infuriating.
Not right now, anyway. Yeah. All right. So thank you, Ed. Ed says he's gonna miss the live stream. You're not allowed to. Cancel your plans. Okay, did we get another one? Wait, hold on. Okay, Mr. I Crap and Shits. 101. I had a terrible experience seeing Mando and Grogu last night, but not with the movie. It's okay. For me, it's better than episode 1, 2, and 9, and on par with Solo and episode 8. Okay, that's fair. The film was way off center. Part of it was on the side wall and was extremely dim. Where the hell did you see it? Even though I have Regal, they still give me a free pass. All the Regal Unlimited. All right. Well, if they give you a free pass afterwards, that's fair. They have to make sure that they
do something.
Compensate for that. Yeah. And then Eric said, Winston, you're going to get the bong popcorn for a scary movie. Also, glad my D. Watson joke cracked you up last week.
Yeah, that Watson joke, man, Jesus. But maybe I don't get a lot of popcorn buckets. I got the Mortal Kombat one because I thought that was just hella cool to have that little mini arcade thing. So I sprung for it. But maybe I didn't realize they were doing a bong popcorn bucket for scary movie. That's funny.
Yeah. Did you see? I actually saw pretty funny. I've seen people do this before, but they did a different bit with it. It was Anna Faris was sitting there with an interviewer. And Keenan and I think was it Sean? I think it was Sean, or I don't know if it was Sean or Marlon. I can't remember. But but anyway, they were feeding her the lines to answer the questions.
I've seen that type of interview before.
Yes, you've seen it before, but they were doing it was they asked the girl asked her the interview asked Anna Faris like which one of your characters would you want to see pop up in one of these movies? And they said, say Yoda. And she goes, I really want to see Yoda in this. And the girl's trying as hard as she can. She's like, yeah, Yoda would make sense. And I think Yoda is an interesting character. And then they go, tell her to say, and they make Anna Faris say, well, yeah, he's not, I didn't play him, but I always wanted to voice him. But we always thought that it'd be better if he had Alzheimer's.
Oh my God.
The girl doesn't know what to do. It's just like it was, and Anna Faris is crushing it in her delivery,
dude. Love that.
Kenneth Colton, someone get Winston some Zycam and some Flintstone vitamins stat. Oh, take away Christian's gym membership for a week. He's getting muscle just sitting there. Hardly. Have a great weekend, gentlemen. That's kind, Kenneth. Appreciate it.
That, man.
Speaking of which, though, Ming's channel is up, and he's already got. I don't know. Have you seen it, Winston? Because like he's already got the leg workout out there that I told you about. He's got.
Let me check this out.
Yeah, I'll put the link in the description now. He's got chest, and he just put up. What are the three on there? Right? I think he's got 3. Is it 3 up there, or does he have 2? He might just have 2.
What's Ming's channel?
Ming's Merciless Fitness. There it's right here. So it's right now he's currently at 552. He's got 2. Yeah, right now he's got chest and buys, and he's got legs up there right now.
Amazing. I will go and watch those.
So I highly recommend those. So that I just put Ming's channel in that. This is literally my routine, like that he showed me. So if you're curious, this is what I've been doing for the last year. He's ready to put legs up there. He's put the chest and buys, and then I assume on next Tuesday he'll put up back and tries, and then next Thursday will be shoulders. So if you guys want to find a new routine, or just try and find a routine, that's the routine. You can go and subscribe to him today. Okay. Let's get to this one. Alexander Wilson, Mando's opening very soft in European countries. Michael and Prada 2 might beat it this weekend in Italy. Is that something to worry about? Yes, it is.
That's a massive problem.
Yeah, it is. It's about they've got to get to at least 160 worldwide this weekend in order to
especially I know it's an American holiday, but especially knowing that we're going into a 4-day week or a 3-day weekend.
Yeah. Mike Joyce, Winston, you buying Lego Batman? Looks pretty fun.
It looks fun, and they actually did a recreation of Batman the Animated Series for the opening that I thought was pretty cool. So I will eventually, not at this exact moment, but I definitely will down the line.
Nathan, Mario Galaxy is a huge success. It's a $110 million budget. I know.
Again, okay, you're right. I'll take back my argument about a Super Bowl and an NFC Championship. It was the Chiefs, like you said, blowing out teams in the Super Bowl to then like we barely won the Super Bowl. You are correct.
But It's not even barely. It's not even barely. They still won by a lot of points on 100.
What is a blowout and what is like I won, but
$110
damn, I make
million.
you think about it.
110 million making 960 is a blowout, dude.
But you were
110 million.
expecting another blowout.
But it was a blowout. It just wasn't the same blowout. Instead of winning by 60 points, they won by 45 points.
Fine.
Oh, I think you're out of your mind. Alan Smithy, caveman farting is actually the birthplace of comedy. The original stand-up comedians were just farters standing in front of the campfire beefing it up. Thank you, Kristian. Starting this condition.
Sorry.
That second one's like a horn. The Little Yankee, I have no faith as a Star Wars fan and Starfighter because Mando and Grogu, based on reviews, is far short of the brand standard. Great points, gents. Yeah, I get it. I get it. But I don't think that you should, honestly, Little Yankee, Star Wars fan, not have faith in Starfighter yet. I don't think that's fair to base it off of Mando and Grogu. I think you need to look at trailers. I think you need to listen to the interviews. You need to look at, maybe first reactions when they come out. Different team, different game plan. So PJ Jarman saw Mando and Grogu last night. Like you said, it's not bad, but it should have lost 15 minutes of Hutz and gave Zeb and Sigourney an arc and character development. 100%. I thought that after that initial scene, that first opening 15, 20 minutes, that they were going to play more in that area. And they should. They don't even mention Carl Weathers, by the way. They didn't even mention
what at all.
Mm-mm. I don't think it's for this. I think it's for season 4. Whenever that comes out, I think that's what they're gonna.
Is that still happening?
I assume so. That's what they said. They said they want it to happen, but I don't know. Okay. The Little Yankee. Have a safe and great holiday weekend, gents. You too, my man. Thank you.
Thank you.
Armada, do you have the JT clip when he says Triceratops? Well, he doesn't say Triceratops. He says Triceratops, whatever he says. That's
I finally watched the whole of the trial, bro. That was
trial is genius.
That was maybe the funniest thing that ever happened in the Schmodown. That was fantastic.
The trial is the one thing I wish that would have done around 500,000 views. So good. Yeah. Mr. James Bond tube. If they kept Michael Jackson in the theaters, it would easily do 2 billion. No, it wouldn't. There's too much competition. There's just too much competition. You haven't even gotten to the thick of the summer movie season. It will continue to do, and it also costs them money. In the theaters, cost them money to keep it in there. So, no, I don't think it'll easily make
because it's also, even though it's still doing well, you've lost all the premiere screenings, premiere screens too. So that's how you start to push into 2 billion. It stays in IMAX a little longer, and that just helps. I wouldn't do that.
Mr. Reyes, going to see the Mando movie tonight with my 15-year-old sister. Curious to see how different her opinion is from mine. She likes Star Wars, but doesn't know the dysfunction with the brand. I think she's going to have a good time with it by setting that up. And Mr. Reyes, when you come back after you see it, can you let us know if that's the fact? I'm curious. Casty 122. Do you think now that Luke Cage is back in the MCU, that makes the chances of Mahershala Ali being Blade are smaller since he already played a character in that show?
No, because I would need to think about it for a half second, but there's a few people, not a lot, but there's a few people that have played multiple roles in the MCU in that regard.
Chris Evans.
I
guess not MCU because he was
Marvel. Yeah. But my point is, I just need to think about it for a second. Yeah. But there have been some examples of that. So I don't.
Chris Evans, because Chris Evans played the Flash and Deadpool and Wolverine also. And he's in the MCU.
Oh, you mean the Human Torch?
Johnny Storm.
Yeah.
So there you go. Yeah, it happens. Go pal. Based on my understanding of the legal agreements between the state and the accusers, I wonder if they can even mention any of that in the Michael sequel. They have to figure it out.
To my knowledge, I think they can, but a lot of it has to do with you have to change names and stuff like that and things like that. Yeah.
I think that's what it is. Go pal. Aren't they doing 4 individual Beatle biopics? That's the goal. But if they don't do well, I don't think they're going to put all 4 out. Maybe they're going to shoot all 4. I don't know, but I hope that it works out. Matty B, there's 4 different Beatles biopic, 1 for each member. Yeah, that's what I heard. The Beatles, nope. The Eagles, nope. Taylor Swift, nope. Beyonce, nope. Madonna, nope. Mr. James Bond, too. I mean, you just never know, though, with the success that this had. I think that I would probably bet, if you were going to put those bets that none of those hit $1 billion, I would tell you those are probably safe bets. But I wouldn't be surprised if one of them actually did it. You know?
Yeah. That's exactly how I would put it. I wouldn't be surprised, but I would never bet in favor.
I wouldn't bet on it. Now, see, Michael, I would have put like, listen, I would have felt, you know, after I put the bet down, I would have been like, oh, after week 1, I don't know if I'm gonna have a shot. And then I'd be feeling pretty good right now. I would have put that bet down earlier though. Screwface, what's up, dude? The only other biopic I think would have to be a Prince and Michael Jackson movie about their life and beef together. That would be interesting.
I mean, make that Michael 2. Like go back to that one line. I don't want Prince to get the song.
Or Michael 3.
That would work too. I mean, which also, since Screwface is here today, I just want to say, man, you've been absolutely killing it. His videos recently have like every single one. I'm like, yep, and I'm buying one of them hoodies, bro. That shit is dope.
Yeah. What is the hell's PLD saying to me? Wait, hold on a second. What's he talking about? Totally throwing me off. Oh, okay. So he got he brought. So I do have the picture from Kevin from the audition.
Oh, let's see it.
Look at that.
Okay. I mean, his cosplay is fantastic.
Cosplay's great. But the voice wasn't great. Look at my face. I'm like, what is this guy doing? Like, what is he doing? Yeah. And then how did I know he was going to be one of the best competitors I've ever had? But not from that audition. I'll tell you that.
Not yet, but it was coming.
No. Okay, let's see. Next one after that. And Mad Sinister McCall. Thank you, Screwface, by the way. Harloff, are you aware that Winston lives a double life as actor David Diggs from The Boys? Will you show be TVMA, Harloff? Tatas and deaths or just cursing? No tatas and I mean, don't say no to any nudity down the line. Who knows? But as far as deaths, I mean, not necessarily. It's more in the vein of like the Hacks meets the Bears. You know, it's like that kind of show. It's like a more leaning heavier on the comedy, but drama also. It's like real people, real stories.
I mean, look, I've had the pleasure of reading the script, guys. Kristian is putting his heart and soul into this, and it's going to be awesome.
Thank you. Armada. Y'all ever watch Jackson's American Dream movie? No. Any good?
I didn't, but that is a lot of people will look to that and go, okay, that is the full story, because they really did cover. It was more. I feel like it was more of a mini series. Like it really covered everything.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Go pal. Spider-Noir, who's closely to something. Then the next sentence is a quote from somebody. Hughes. I miss when there used to be editors and decent writing. Hey, be nice to Shannon Miller. In other news, old man yells at clouds. Fair. I'm with you. You don't have to tell me that. House Groove. They should make a Prince movie, but only if it's told like Charlie Murphy stories.
You remember that?
Yeah, I kind of do. Mogero, Hudson Mando, solid standalone adventure. Okay. I hated the Hudson Mando. I hated them.
Damn.
I don't like CGI Huts. I think it looks terrible. Eric Henderson, Mr. I Crap and Shits. Kristian, do you have the clip of Roxy doing 21 questions? After all, my clip was him mocking her. She sounded really high doing it.
Hey, I got a 21 questions. 21 questions for you.
That's all I got. I don't have Roxy, unfortunately. Craig Matt, hey guys, have you seen the trailer for the movie The Furious? If you like The Raid, you will like it. Is that the one? Which one is that? I know. I feel like I've heard about it recently. Was that the one?
Furious? I'm not familiar.
I don't remember. Go pal. But I haven't seen The Furious, by the way, too. But I'll look into it for sure. Go pal. It says, ain't no black people in Minnesota. The only black people in Minnesota are Prince and Kirby Puckett. What movie is that from? Is that?
I don't know.
Kirby Puckett. I think I've definitely seen the movie. What is it?
It sounds like an Eddie Murphy line, to be honest.
I gotta see. Mike Joyce, you weren't kidding about Sterling K. Brown in Is God Is Winston. He was incredible in it. Too bad he's only in the last 3 minutes of the movie. Another spoiler. Thanks, Mike.
Think of it just to make like it is its own version essentially of Kill Bill. So same kind of thing. You're questing to get to the final boss.
Mad Sinister McCall, TV theme for an alarm clock, Cowboy Bebop for me.
Oh, I don't hate that. That's actually pretty good.
Cheers. Cheers would be nice.
Okay.
Harv's K.
The Boondocks.
Let's go.
Boondocks.
Harv's K. Not here for any Yoko Ono hate. Anna Swally from Shogun and Monarch will be playing Yoko Ono in the upcoming Beatles biopics. I'm sure she will be shrieking Beautiful.
That's what that music makes you want to do.
Yeah, it does. That'll wake you up. Imagine that was your alarm clock.
Oh my god.
6-7-2-1. John Favreau said that Grogu. We should do a bet, by the way, that if anybody loses the bet, they have to put that as their alarm clock.
Yo, wait, Kristian,
Yeah.
you've been married for a number of years, so you'll probably be fine. But I kind of want to do with an experiment where both of us set that as our alarms and see how our significant others respond.
No, the longer you're married, the worse off it is. And when it comes to sleep, Sadie is no, you don't. That's the one thing you don't mess with her sleep. She sleeps like a Vietnam War vet. She's up with it. I move to the right and she's up. Oh, why are you moving around? I'm like, because I'm moving. My shoulder hurts. Break. Back to bed. Anyway. So John Favreau said that Grogu was originally brutally executed in the first half, but Disney forced him to change. And I made this up, by the way. Awesome. Brutally executed. Have you ever seen that? I won't go into the full clip of it, but the Bobby Lee clip when he's talking about when he was happened to him when he was younger. And I just look it up. Bobby Lee Fighter and the Kid clip. And don't look it up right now, but look it up, and then it's like it's hilarious. I can't even. It's what he says. I can't even do it because if I say it, it's going. That's not funny, but the way Bobby does it, it's brilliant. Okay.
Bobby's hilarious, man.
Tom Hanks. Years ago, I'd be at a Star Wars premiere opening night. I don't have tickets yet, and I don't know when I'll see it. Other releases are more interesting. That seems to be the case from a lot of people right now.
I was supposed to go yesterday, but once I booked that thing. I had to cancel, and now I'm like, I also don't know, and it's not as much of a priority to figure that out.
You'll get tickets.
now.
That's the thing. The other thing is too, we're not in that place where you used to be like, oh my god, it's opening weekend for a Star Wars movie. What theater is gonna be packed? You'll find tickets. You can go whenever you want. Yeah. Michael D. Support for Ron H's narcotic distribution. Perfect. Oh, look at that picture of me, by the way.
Oh,
look like I'm in Smile. Sean McCabe, as Memorial Day approaches, I'd like to recognize my friend Ryan Walker. He was killed in action back in 2006 when we were deployed to Baghdad to the Walker family. I'll never forget much love. That's absolutely you're the best, and you really are. I love you to death, Sean. You're a great dude, and I'm sorry about your friend, and I'm glad that you could.
Well, first of all, just thank your friend for his service. I mean, I know you can't, but do you know what I'm saying? I'm saying to you, thank you to your friend for his service. But yeah, man, I think a lot of us forget that, specifically Memorial Day, like what the day is about. So I appreciate giving us that reminder.
Yeah. Again, thank you, Sean. Arago 4512. Are you kind of surprised they're not showing a Doomsday trailer or Starfighter teaser before Grogu Mandu? I'm not Starfighter and Doomsday. I mean, look, no. Are they showing Spider-Man? If they're showing Spider-Man, that would make more sense to me. But
is it maybe they're not showing Spider-Man even though it's supposed to be a joint effort because it's Sony?
Yeah, I mean, well, I don't know if they're showing Spider-Man. They very well might be showing Spider-Man, but he said they're not showing Doomsday.
They should. I mean, at this point, since they haven't released it, I know it feels like it's going to be late in the game, but it's still half a year. You released the Doomsday trailer around Spider-Man, and you put it in front of Spider-Man.
Yeah, they showed Spider-Man. PLD said so. Yeah, that makes sense. You'd show Spider-Man. You wouldn't. I mean, right now, Doomsday is not the end. It's certainly not Starfighter. No. Arago, I read they're doing a Hancock 2 sequel. First one was good, but I think too much time has passed for a second one. That should be, if they do it, it should be a streaming movie. They shouldn't overspend for that type of movie because you're 100% right. It wasn't like a gangbuster huge hit, was it? I don't think so.
It did well, but I don't think it was blow your mind box office numbers.
Let's see, how much? What was Hancock budget was? Let's see. Hancock budget movie was 150 million back in 2008. That's a big number.
That's a big number.
That's a big number. So let's see what it did.
Other thing that's interesting about it, now that I think, you had a lot of stars in it because it was what, Will, Charisse,
decent, 629.
Jason Biggs.
Did 629. That's pretty
big. Man.
That's a pretty big number for that time. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
DRRTV 2022. When are we going to get the next Rambo video? When you guys start watching them? Yoshimitsu. My dad took me to see A New Hope as my first movie in the theater when I was 8. It was amazing. Mando and Grogu sounds like the only other standalone Star Wars movie in the series history. Well, wasn't Solo a standalone?
I guess the idea is that it's still technically connected to what's going on because it's giving an origin story to Han Solo.
Sure, but you could say the same thing about, Mando and Grogu. It connects to this TV show, which connects to the Empire, connects to Luke, and it still connects.
But that's like a core 3 character origin story. Know.
All right. But yeah, I mean, I would say that and Solo are the two. I didn't realize. PLD, come on, killing me here. You gotta put the lower third back on. Where is it? Where is it? I gotta find it. No, I gotta find it. Is that me? No. Where is it? There we go. Okay. All right, I'm gonna move it up here in case that happens again. All right, next one. And Johnny Venerable. They need lightsabers in that Starfighter trailer. I happen to agree with you. I think you got to get everybody excited for everything that is Star Wars again, and don't lean back and you can't lean on the old. You got to lean on the old and add new. Got to do both. Yoshimitsu, exercise number 1: pull my finger.
That's good. That's good.
Sorry.
All right, Arago. Netflix releasing the Michael Jordan documentary trailer out, talking about timing. I wonder if it will affect any of the post-release streaming views. No, it won't. Nope.
Because it's never stopped Michael before.
No. Mad Sinister McCall, hoping Mia Goth is an angry Sith in Starfighter. I don't know about Sith, but an angry Force user, I think that makes sense. Yes. Mm-hmm. Ron H. I thought Winston was wearing a Dragon Ball Z shirt. Now I think Winston is now promoting his Dragon Balls. Their hairy mother's fire. All right. There you go. Perfect. Go, pal. The Prince and Kirby pocket quote is Chris Rock. I think it's from Bring the Pain. Yes, I knew that. About black people only live in like 10 places. That's hilarious. That's one of the best comedy specials ever. Yoshimitsu, Grogu's fate is to be used as cloning material for Palpatine's new body in Rise of Skywalker. They're not subtle. I mean, I don't know how they're gonna explain that though, and how they're gonna make it. I don't know. Real Kevin Smets, is that really him? I don't know. I guess it was. I guess that really is him.
The Mach Schmo Man.
He has a different account. So he's got like 8 different accounts. Mach Schmo Man could have been my dude love. Had the league continued, would you have ever granted my quest to be Macho Schman at FFA? You know that it wouldn't have been the dude love we actually did before. We did it in a free for all. Because Bobby Finstock came in and then Dagnino came in, and I think he came in like 3 times. Right, PLD? Didn't he come in like 3 different times? Yeah, he came in like 3 times as 3 different characters. But yeah, Macho Man could have been like an alternate reality thing. Would have been funny. Johnny Patriza, Winston, did you watch any more Demon Slayer?
I have not yet. No.
Okay.
I've been there's been a lot of other anime on right now, and it wasn't as quick of a I need to go and watch it once Kristian was out. I will eventually finish it. I know Kristian is done, but I'll eventually finish it.
A real Kevin Smets. If we show the audition, you got to show the montage video I made months later that got me to the dance. It showed my undefeated run in fan leagues. Is that what happened? Which is, again, very, very possible and probably exactly the truth. Because I can't remember anything anymore. I was like, well, how the hell if he had that bad of an audition, how the hell did he make it? But I remember he did compete in the fan leagues for a bit, and then I do remember now he said that. Yeah, we should show that too for sure.
Because that's why I was confused. I didn't know that he had done an audition for you, because I was like, I thought Kevin came from the fan leagues, and that was like him and Oyama, right?
Oyama definitely came from fan leagues, and so did Chance. Chance was the first one I actually actively reached out to the fan leagues to get. I had seen what he was doing on the fan leagues, and I remember calling him. I said I had an idea to match him up with Mike and put him on Corruption, and I asked him if he'd want to do it, and Chance was the best soldier we had. He really was. He was like, I'm down. I'll do whatever you want. He was just excited to be in the league. But then, I remember Kevin then started to compete there for sure. And Parker's another one that was like one of the legends in the fan leagues. Okay, let's see. Aaron, 4512. What movie would you like to see in a drive-in movie theater, and do you have one by you? I haven't been to a drive-in theater in a long time, so I don't know where it is. I'm sure I do, but I don't know which one would I want to see in the theater now.
A Fast and the Furious movie?
Maybe something with really good sound, right?
Yeah, but the last time I went to a drive-in movie theater was the pandemic. I saw Tenet in a drive-in movie theater, and I think it's probably why I don't like that movie so much, is because it was already confusing to let alone have people constantly getting up and slamming their doors.
That's a tough one. That's a tough one. Maybe Jurassic Park or something. Johnny Patriza, Star Wars Visions, Ronin live action would be interesting. Yeah, I agree. I mean, look, I would like to see some of maybe doing a spinoff to that mall stuff too, and doing that live action. Mr. I crap and shits on a scale of just a squeak to blown out ring with chunks. How did Ming like the fart bombing of his comments? He actually loved that. I talked about it this morning. He thought it was hilarious. So yesterday I told him that we played. I told him today, but I didn't tell him yesterday. We played that clip that I've been playing throughout the show, and I told people to go and just spam the hell out of his leg video about all the farts and everything too. And he was loving it. He thought it was hilarious.
It's good engagement. It's all great, man. But he should just for a day change it to Ming's Merciless Farts as his channel name, and then change it back.
Yeah, I mean that's what it was last week. Yoshimitsu, Solo is fair. It feels more connected to main lore for me. Maul's cameo, Lando, the origin of the Falcon, but the plot is standalone for sure. Yeah, I mean that's a good point. Joey, the acting all over Mando was off-putting. There was a few really bad. I don't want not call out any in particular, but there was some really bad acting like right in the beginning.
You said that last week. You were like, I'm not gonna name names, but you were like, there was something up top. It was really bad.
The real Kevin Smith. Yeah, you sent me to the family. So I KO'd everyone but Parker. I think I missed only one question all summer. Sent you a montage and you replied, "You're in." See, it's fun, isn't it funny? Like there's certain things like I was because I was talking about how when I went back to WWE and I keep saying Smets, but Sarah did the podcast with Stephanie McMahon. People are like, you think she's going to remember you? And I'm like, no. And she didn't, right? Because you think about and I worked with her every day for like almost like a month and a half, 2 months. And the amount of people that she knows throughout her entire year, to me, I remember almost everything about that time period because it's a very different experience for me than to her. Just another employee who was out of here. And the same way that when I was going through all this shit and just auditions and everything to Kevin, that was a major moment for him. So he remembers every little detail about it, like getting in. And I'm like, for me, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember what you're talking about. It's amazing the things that we remember that other people don't, and vice versa. So, Dancing Dogs, I didn't mind the Mandalorian film at all. Good, that's the goal. I don't think that should be the goal. I think the goal should be like everybody loved it. But we'll see if everyone else feels that way and goes to the theater to see it, So
that's the question. They're trying to make money out of y'all.
Speaking of which, Winston is 79, pretty damn good. Again, you never know. Even though you didn't get to the 120 or whatever it is, too, had some really nice donations in there. So you never know. Could be a big surprise victory at the end. We will announce this on Monday, who the winner is. Will it be Roka? Will it be Winston? There's one more here, too. I think it just came in. Hold on. It's 80 now. Tim Sim, the great Tim Sim. Quick thing. What's your spoiler-free series take on The Boys now it's done and worth watching for those who haven't seen it? We got to let Winston know. I've only seen seasons 1 through 3.
No, I would definitely say it's worth watching. I think that there was a lot of interesting stuff there. I think it just got really wild at the end that the show creator even said himself, I can't outpace the things that are happening in the news. Like we were thinking it was a joke, and then things would happen. We're like, wait, what? So I think it was good to the end. It had some slip ups, I would say, the previous season, but I enjoyed this last season. I thought the ending went really well, and I think it kind of played out right. So I would recommend it.
Frost Giant 612. I had a lot of fun with Mando. Loved the use of stop motion for like old school Star Wars. I think some people's expectations were too high. I don't think that's necessary. I think part of that is true, but I don't think it's just that. I think that, like I said beforehand too, I don't think it's about just expectations. It's really also about what you mean when you get into a particular movie and you think, like, I just think for Star Wars in general, maybe it is expectations. I don't know. But when it comes to Star Wars, I just think that where they are right now, that they, as a brand, I'm always rooting for the brand. That's what shit has to understand. I'm always rooting for the brand to succeed and to get better. I just don't think this was the movie. Even people are like, it was fine. I had fun. It was fine. I don't think that's what they need today. I think that if they would have done that the way that Marvel did in Marvel's phases 1 through 3, and then Marvel puts out a movie that's just a side adventure fun thing, like, okay, Marvel can do that. They're just turning out hit after hit after hit. I don't think Star Wars can do that. So it's not just about you know, it's like, why am I watching TV on the big screen right now when you have so many other stories that you could have released after your last movie came out in 2019? So I don't think it's just about expectations. I think it's also about, you know, rooting for the brand. All right, Winston, what? I'm just kidding. One more. Either of you read the Boys comic? No, Johnny Patrice asked. Did you, Winston?
I have not read it to its full start to finish, but I've read a number of like important parts because there is a deviation from the comic to the show. So I really was curious as to what some of those changes were and whatnot. And I think based upon how they decided to write the show and the direction that they went, I thought that they did a good job considering it really did kind of divert. They found a way to bring some stuff back together, which I thought was good.
Oh, I do remember this, that he wrote this. Kevin says, one more for support and my defense. I went for the Star Wars division. I didn't miss any there, but you threw a wrench and gave me an IG test, which I wasn't prepped for. Well, isn't that funny though? Like where, you know, and then he wasn't prepped for it. And then he goes on to become one of the most dominant, some people say maybe the best IG player we've ever had. Did you, I know we're wrapping up, but did you see Draymond Green's comments about Steve Kerr being like, yeah, cool, I was a great defender. Yeah, like I got 4 rings and I'm gonna be a Hall of Famer. But like Steve Kerr actually prevented, like he's like, I was a scorer up until that point. So I didn't, yes, I lived up to greatness, but not the way I saw my life going and stuff like that. No, I didn't see that. That's interesting. Yeah. All right, Winston, where can the good people?
You can find me at the Swaggy Blurred on all platforms, man. Check out the reviews and comedy and commentary that I got on there, man. Check out Spill the Tequilas on Tuesdays with Roca. Check out Blurreds in the Hood, myself and Jay Washington on Wednesdays, which we've got for those that are familiar with Matt Thomas. We got the roast of Matt Thomas happening. It is not happening this weekend, like we initially said, just because of scheduling conflicts. It'll be happening on June 14th. Yes, we know it's Father's Day, but that'll be fun. We're trying to convince his dad to get it on the roast too. So don't miss that. And last but not least, it's officially here. The World Cup is coming. My commercial is out. So go look up Lay's World Cup commercial.
All right. Ron H. Winston, why even try to upload One Piece live action? Should be easier to digest and it's a fantastic adaptation. Winston would love it. I don't know what Winston. It's if there's ever a show that's tailor-made for anybody, it's that show. You really should watch it.
Yeah.
Ray Dominguez, what's up? You guys are still on. I just wanted to send support. I'll catch the replay. Please do.
Ray who?
Yeah, Ray who? Ray, and Kevin Smith says that, but I love to fail because it means I can come back stronger. Always been that way. Wouldn't change a thing. I mean, yeah, look at, dude, we wouldn't just the things we've been doing with the shorts lately. It's been working great. Missing score. Is it time to reboot Star Wars and adapt the books? Not yet. You got to give it. You got to go in to see how Starfighter does. Starfighter is the test. Ron H. I always remember you said it. Yep, 100%.
I'm gonna do that every time I go down a water slide from now on.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you to Winston. Thank you to PLD. Thank you to Kevin Smets, who's in the chat. Luke. To all our friends over at also thank you to Sam and MK for doing the time codes. Make sure you're at the live stream today. If you're a member, we have almost 1,000 members now. And if you're not over there, I don't know what you're doing. Head on over there. We're going to be there in half an hour. So please join us today. We'll see you soon. Thanks for being here. Catch you on the flip side.
Did you shit in there?